It's interesting too, because when you burn a bunch of sage, sometimes things happen like that. Like it's just clearing, and it's interesting. Sound is always a frequency, vibration that helps to clear, align, balance spaces, places, people, things. So it's interesting. Our little donation from the fire alarm. Okay, so Reiki, at its essence, the way I generally like to teach is that it's vibrational, and it's the vibration of love, and it's the highest frequency of love. You imagine that within you there's this crystalline tube that runs from the top of the head all the way down to the base of the body. And when you receive your Reiki attunements, what happens is that tube opens up. You receive, for your level 1, you receive this symbol. And with each attunement, you receive different symbols. And each symbol acts like a catalyst. It's like inner alchemy. You put the symbol inside of yourself, and then it begins to move things. It begins to awaken DNA, reconnect dots of memory of the healer that we naturally are within us, and of our higher selves, reconnecting those bridgeways of the internal self with that higher self. And it's an initiation for transformation, because when you put this Reiki, this vibration of love, you open the pathways in the body-mind for this vibration of love. What happens is that all the dark, the tar, the shadow, the resistance, the stuck stuff begins to become agitated. And so it can be an interesting process for a lot of us to move through that, finding that balance and knowing what to release and what serves us and what to continue being with. And attunements are initiations because of that, because you're bringing in, you're literally opening up the channel, that crystalline tube that runs through the central of the body, houses the spine and houses the chakras. So it's like, woo, and when you receive your attunement, that main tube gets opened to place the symbol in, and then the symbol goes in there, and it's like, whoa, 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 it begins to move, and it begins to shake everything up. And that main central channel is the area that is said where we have, it's the main highway of tar, and tar it's the accumulation of all the toxins that we gather from past lives or from throughout this life, and it's mental, physical, spiritual, emotional, and it's all the limiting toxic thoughts that we think or that we project into the world. Anything that no longer serves us begins to get stirred up, and for tar body is tar body, and we all have it, and that stuff gets caked in, baked in, and really stuck in there, and some stuff gets more caked and baked in than other stuff. And so when that symbol gets in there and starts to churn it and raise the vibration, the tar body's like, hell no, I am not leaving. I have been in this body for 39 years, or for how many lifetimes, these residual patterns, energy patterns that we bring over with us can be there. And so there can be an interesting interplay between the dark and the light, if you will, which I know, Sam, you've had interesting experiences of that with your level 1 itself. But ultimately, it is so that our vibration can raise, and so that we can hold more space as light beings and channel more vibration of love through ourselves into others. And level 1, the symbol is that's associated with this is the choku-rei, and that's all about learning to love ourselves first. It's like putting the mask on yourself first, and then you take care of the baby or whatever. But it's like, okay, sometimes we're really good givers, and we share, and we need to remind ourselves, like, oh, let me give to myself first. We're taught sometimes that that's like selfish to do that, but let me make sure my cup is overflowing, that my batteries are charged up before I go and do like the Mother Teresa. I'm sure she took care of herself and said as many prayers for herself, infinitum, as she did for everyone else. And that's sort of the perspective that we get into with our level 1. It's like, putting myself first on the highest level in terms of taking care of yourself, resting, healing, nutrition, all the basic physical, third-dimensional things. Choku-rei especially is specific to the physical body, to our bodies being on the earth, in the earth, connecting with the earth, having a sense of purpose for being here, and identifying what that is for this year. Purpose can change, or for your lifetime. But ultimately, it's an initiation of the self into the higher self. On the first stage, there are different stages with the lineage of Reiki I am attuned with, and there's the first level, Level 2, which is the two symbols. So this is specific to the physical level. Level 2 is specific to the mental and the emotional healing. Because so once we get sort of working on the aspects and connecting with the physical body, maybe some old injuries or stuff we've really stuffed in the tissue, the cell memory will come up for healing. And then we're like, okay, so we have this connection. We know how to heal ourselves. We're exercising those muscles, creating new pathways. So as we do that, we move to the next level, the level 2. Again, the mental and emotional healing, and the mental and emotional are so very well connected because the mind really controls the body and the emotions. So where the mind goes will influence our well-being to a great degree. So then there's that next initiation with the level 2, and then the level 3 we move into really the training wheels of being a master. And you could be level 1, or you don't even there's no have to getting attunements. You could just enjoy receiving Reiki and just practicing it as just a being sharing that vibration of love. But if you feel guided to like open up those channels onto another level and explore that, you'll just know. And then so you want to find a teacher or someone that can appropriately attune you. But the level 3 is then we move up. All the levels are related to the different chakras as well. So we have that level 1 with the base and the second chakra, and then the level 2 we begin to move up. And then the level 3, we move out of that third dimensional. Like now we've worked on the root, the base, the physical, the emotional, the mental, the very worldly density. And now we begin to move into that bridge. The bridge is the lower energies with the higher energies with that level 3. And then the opening of the heart. And that now working through the level 1, level 2, level 3, all those different symbols and the initiations we've been to on that, even that higher level, and learning how to hold that space on that higher level. And it's really training wheels to really hold space as a master. And master just means you've done your homework, you've worked a whole bunch of stuff out, you've shared love, you shared light, and you're ready to be of even greater service and teach other people how to do it for themselves. That's all master is. It's just now you're ready to teach other people because you've worked on your stuff to such a degree that you will be able to hold space for others. So with each attunement, that channel, that Sushumna, becomes bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and so do, bless you, all the nadis, the channels throughout the body become larger and larger to help channel those higher vibrations of light and love.